All right, hello. I am here, Joyce Sherpa, your teacher. I don't know what order you people are going to watch my videos in, and so for those of you who this is the first one you're watching, hello, welcome to chemistry, and I wanted to share with you for this video my passion and to offer you extra credit opportunity. It's a 30-day challenge, and I will go through why you should be doing this. It's more than a 30-day challenge. It is a chance, and an understanding of why and what it has to do with chemistry and why this challenge is in chemistry. So chemistry, I am a biochemist. My degrees are from Penn State and Duke University and Oregon College of Oriental Medicine. And I teach about molecules. We're going to first go through the periodic table and learn about the atoms that build up the molecules. And the molecules of life, well, glycogen, so sugars, this is our fuel. This is how we store the fuel. The cell membrane is made up of a lipid protein bilayer. It's beautiful and gorgeous. And so in my Chem 106, we go through all these, the proteins, and that, of course, is DNA. You may have heard my voice changed. I love DNA. It's beautiful. It is just another one of these molecules. And as you will hear over this first month, we will get into quantum mechanics. And quantum mechanics is that our vibrations, our beliefs, our thoughts, our emotions, we are vibrational. 99.99999, it keeps going on, infinite number of nines. And those vibrations create the atoms, the molecules, the cells, who we are. And I want them to be beautiful molecules. It's not just about the DNA. Your vibrations, your thoughts, your emotions determine which part of your DNA is expressed. And then, of course, this is then in biochemistry, we always then look at how all of this interacts in metabolism to create these huge, beautiful molecules, or to break them down to create energy for us. And I do also get to talk about the molecules of bliss. I just taught Qigong class, and we were giant balls of bliss. And that is just, we will, in Chemistry 104 and 151, we will get into sacred geometry of the different molecules. So a tetrahedron is one of those. This is the star of life, I believe it is. And so DNA fits in the pattern beautifully. And yes, I will go through, as you go through this, what the extra credit challenge is. All right, so the standard American diet has an acronym, SAD, and the question is, how sad is the standard American diet? It is very sad, because most people are eating white, highly processed bread with ketchup on it. All right, in 2010, American Cancer Institute. I know it's 10 years ago. That's because every 10 years they come out with the studies, and it's gotten worse. I can tell you that without having to go through all the data. 9 out of 10 Americans do not meet the minimum requirement of vegetables. And it's a really sad minimum. This is typical American breakfast, beige, brown, highly processed. There are no vitamins, minerals, vibrations in there. And then on the right is the Korean. Beautiful, vibrant, colorful, filled with life and vibrations to give you life. 75% of Americans do not eat even one piece of fruit in a given day. In my household, we eat at least 3 per day per person. I'll get to that reason why. There you go, much more vibrant. Look at those colors. Those mean vitamins and minerals. Can't even count how many different vitamins. There's millions of them. They ran out of letters of our alphabet. And the standard American diet, oh my goodness, the only vibrancy of color in there are all highly processed, man-made chemicals, right? They give us the colors of those highly pure sugar, high fructose corn syrup candies. 96% of Americans do not eat the minimum 3 times per week, the minimum of greens or beans. One or the other, at least 3 times per week. And 96% of people can't do that. Should be eating a green salad every day and legumes every day. It's part of my challenge. 98% don't eat the color orange. They're only eating it as those orange Skittles up there. The Korean diet, they're eating it every day. There's so much orange. This is the time of year of orange. I'm wearing orange right now. You can't see me though. Just imagine me in this giant bowl of orange. Pumpkin, butternut squash, that's my absolute favorite. And so much orange. The apricots up there, oranges, called that. 99% don't eat enough whole grains. Grains have been wrongly maligned in this country for decades because they are highly processed. Whole is the key there before grains. Whole grains, not processed. And there are many besides just wheat. It is estimated by the Union of Concerned Scientists that if you met these dietary guidelines, 100,000 lives would be saved. You're like, wow, that's good. Why isn't it more? Because it should be 1 million lives in this country alone would be saved, except for this small piece. Well, yeah, okay, we would if we got better. But our government guidelines actually say that 25% of your calories are discretionary. They don't care what you eat 25% of the time. It means you can eat this pure crap. That actually stands for something, but I forget what. I was at somebody's house last night and they were saying how they were excited because some chicken place is opening. And they were saying, oh, it's so good. And I'm like, no, it's not. And I guess it tastes good. And I'm like, but it's not good for you. It's highly processed, deep fried. It's completely garbage. And your government guidelines say 25% junk is okay. This is the sad part. 95% of Americans exceed that. They're eating over 70% of their calories are junk. I'm sorry, over 90% of their calories are junk. Over 50% is highly processed food that has never been seen until about 50 years ago when processing food happened. Over 40% is animal products, milk and dairy and highly processed meat. And it's actually less than 7%. I've seen numbers where it's less than 5% is actually whole food, fruits and vegetables and legumes. These are pictures. I'll go through them in a minute. So young children that met the guideline, children under 8 who are now all at home. Yeah, it's 1 in 1,000 can meet the guidelines. And the reason is, if you look at these pictures, they go to this guy's been doing this for a couple decades. He goes to people, and these pictures have gotten worse, and takes a picture of what the family eats in a week. He goes shopping with them, and you can see it's like the opposite. Instead of 25% discretionary, it's like what it says down at the bottom, that graph. 5% is real food. The rest is all prepackaged, highly processed. The 1 in 1,000 kids who met the guidelines consume less than 12 spoons of sugar a day. Yeah, and this is even going into other countries. I think this may cover the North American continent, so the US, Canada, and then Mexico. And why is there an obesity epidemic? Why is there a diabetes epidemic? Why is there tooth decay galore? Because we're eating refined food and animal protein. And why are cancer rates increasing crazy? Because that is a recipe for cancer. So the motto here for this talk is keeping it real. This slide, I think I could see before, it's from 2004. And I'm so sorry. Maybe now we can see the whole screen. 2004. I'm doing this for a couple decades, saying we need to be low in carbs. Studies keep coming out every time they go to one of these fad diets. I think we're still on the keto fad. They come out finally and show, yeah, you can lose weight fast, but you end up making yourself very sick. And this is why. One of the few reasons, many reasons, I should say. 533 sodas per year per person? And these were small sodas. People now supersize everything. The scary part, yeah, pick your vice there, right? I drink water. All right. The vitamin waters, is it on here? Yeah, over there. They still have a lot of sugar in them. The yellow box at the bottom is the one that amazes me. The kids are drinking that many gallons per year, a gallon of sugar drink per week. These are kids. These are children. Do you know what sugar's doing to their brain? I have a slide on that. And then, of course, we've made Starbucks. I had a student who said, yeah, that you have to have, your children have to have Starbucks too, so that they're the in crowd. Into what? Into diabetes? All right, Save the Children International is a leader for taxes and soda. Oh, that was true until Pepsi gave him $5 million and Coca-Cola gave him another couple million. Look at these pictures. These kids, they're like going crazy from all the sugar. Give your kids healthy water from the planet. American Academy of Pediatrics and American Heart Association is endorsing taxes on sugary drinks, except that was a year ago, and then 2020, of course. We all know what's going on. The reason was because the World Bank projected the amount of sugar in our diet, in the American diet that is spreading, is going to bankrupt us. You know the thing that's amazing in this Corona year of 2020? I initially said to my class, hey, people are going to start eating healthier. They're not going to go out for fast food. Turns out that's all people are going out for. The lines at the fast food, the amount of soda in people's grocery carts is embarrassing. Don't do it. Don't be part of that. Be part of the change. Yeah, we don't have to deal with the high fructose corn syrup that's being sold is the cause. It's in everything. It will be 3 different types of corn syrup, and they're all highly processed. So taking corn and processing it, and yeah, it was around obviously in the mid-70s when they figured out how to process it, and we just started consuming huge amounts. It has decreased because we're taking in all sorts of sugars now, and it's just, yeah, the total amount of sweeteners is increasing. And the rats that are still alive from the studies, rats that are fed high fructose corn syrup, 5 weeks versus 2 years. Imagine how long we could live if we ate the way we were supposed to, and we thought the way we were supposed to. Fructolysis, lysis is breakdown of fructose. Only the liver has the capacity to do that. Every cell in your body is made to break down glucose. Your liver can change fructose into glucose. However, when it comes from high fructose corn syrup, which is what it is in all those drinks, your liver, and actually when they've changed those drinks to sucrose, it's still the same issue because sucrose is half fructose. Your body changes it. Your liver changes the fructose into fat, and it's stored. It's that belly fat in the area that's around all your vitals, and you get a fatty liver. Yeah, children, they're finding, have fatty liver disease just like alcoholics. And it can cause 7 times more damage than glucose, right? So diabetes, we're measuring glucose, blood glucose levels. We're looking at it in a very mono way. There's a bigger issue here. It's a much higher risk for diabetes, is the amount of fructose. However, it's not fructose, it's the highly processed fructose in any type of sugar. It's highly processed. So what do? You eat real food, because real food has the fiber, not fiber bars, those bars you buy in which they've added everything back. It doesn't work that way. You have to get it in real food, because as we're going to learn over the next month, has to do with the vibrations, has to do with how it was packaged. And man doesn't package it that way. Only Mother Nature does. Study in 2010, The Global Burden of Disease by Uncle Bill and Aunt Melinda. The largest analysis of death and disease risk factors, or maybe a bigger one now, but they all keep finding same thing. The leading cause of US of death and disease is diet, because we eat like that. picture, not like the picture of the beautiful basket of apples. Smoking moved to number 2. I said earlier, Americans eat like they dress. We dress in bland colors. We eat bland colors. I dress vibrantly. You'll see that. I don't know what that picture was. It's probably bland colors. Maybe it was vibrant. Okay, what's the worst aspect of our diet? Was this in the study. This huge study where they looked, computer analyzes like billions of studies that have been done for decades. The problem, the increasing rates of cancer, heart disease, and everything, which is always increasing, is that and actually the one thing that's not increasing is our lifespan. The projection of how long we'll live is projected to be much shorter. The biggest problem was not eating enough fruit. 75% of Americans do not eat a piece of fruit every day. You need to eat fruit every day, 3 pieces of fruit per day. That could be your challenge. Welcome. You will feel totally different at the end of 30 days. In real food, the sugar, the fruit sugar, fructose got its name because it comes from fruit. Fruit sugar is bound to the fiber. It slows down your digestion, slows down the absorption, and the reason is that the fiber, when it gets released from your stomach, everything's moving slower because of the fiber. Our body cannot absorb the fiber, have to sort through it. The fiber starts coating the intestines, and the intestines then can't absorb the sugar. So at least 25% of the sugar from fruit and beans are the ones that are really good at this. That sugar gets released, especially fruit, right? Fruit's high in sugar, but it's high in fiber. Gets released into your intestines, and your intestines then use it, and that is the bacteria in your intestines. The good guys like the fiber with the fruit sugar. Some of it does get absorbed. The thing that's interesting, when it is processed sugar, whether it's sucrose or high fructose corn syrup, all the processed sugars, your body, your liver goes, what the heck? And stores it as fat. When you're getting it with real food, as in fruit, not the juice, because you don't have the fiber, in a real apple, you eat an apple, and people are like, oh, there's too much sugar. No, there is fiber. It is the combination of the fiber and the sugar naturally put in by vibrations that allows you to feed your microbiome, gets released, and you use it for energy. All right, and also beautiful colors, lots of micronutrients that boost DNA repair. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. What would 3 apples a day do? Just imagine. Cookie Monster's still happy and looking great. That's a picture of Joey eating his apple. Joey's 20 years older than that picture now, and he still gives me that look though. He eats 3 apples a day. Sugar destroys your brain. 2 commercial baked goods per week doubles the rates of depression. And most people are eating 2 commercial baked goods per day. I bake. When you bake yourself, there is love vibrations put in there. I use whole dates, so the fiber and the sugar are bound together. I don't use oils. Yeah, there is a huge link to this highly processed sugar. The baked goods are just, you make them yourself, make them with love. All right, why it has to do with sugar is an amazing free radical, and it steals electrons. We're gonna get into all of this term, and you're gonna understand it and be able to know why your life is so much healthier, because you're eating healthier. And sugar, if you've never seen the pictures, sugar and cocaine light up the brain the same. They overstimulate dopamine. Everybody talks about dopamine, and people don't really know what it is, but this picture speaks a zillion words to me. The brain on the left, that is the brain I have. My brain is vibrant. I don't like the shrunken brain. It's written with all these beautiful colors, nutrient-dense food. It's not the amount of calories, it's the amount of nutrients. Stop talking about calories. That's a that's a physics and chemistry term. It has nothing to do with, we need real food that is full of nutrients. Supplementing Does not do the same thing. Again, it has to do with the vibrations that come from Mother Nature. Great. All right. Just take my Qigong class so you can learn more about that, right? Sugar and protein makes age. It stands for advanced glycation end product. Oh, I know somebody's going to ask me, do I need to know this? Is this going to be on a test? I'll tell you, yes, it's on the test of life. There is more to everything than the chemistry test. That's why so many of your points are all the other points, and why you want to do this extra credit bonus chance. Yeah, so looking at the apple, we're going to get into oxidation. It's a big word. People use it. People don't know what it means. It's the browning of the apple when you leave it out, because now it doesn't have the protection. It's browning because it is fighting off the oxidation. Real food can do that. Food coloring covers it up. And what happens if you get oxidative stress? You can pick your type of cancer. That's your cell membranes again. You suddenly get a hole. It's a wall around you, and now there's a hole in the wall. And yeah, heart damage. That's your liver. Talked about that. That is not a healthy liver, the one with cirrhosis. Your eyes, cataracts. Oh, she's probably younger than me. I don't look like that. Yeah, don't smoke. But smoking's not the number one cause. The number one cause is not eating fruit, real fruit, a whole piece of fruit, 3 pieces a day. And oh, you want to know what else is linked to a crappy diet? Common cold. Yes, as in corona. So why are people eating fast food? When if we eat healthy, we will be healthy. Oh, and pain. We already talked about cancer. Ross is free radicals, electrons. We're going to get into electrons. And antioxidants prevent the oxidation. They do reduction. If you're going to eat bacon, you're going to get free radicals. You get all that stuff on the previous page. Look how happy those little mice are. They're so happy. Berries. Berries are leaving our area as this fall comes, and now it's time for apples and pears. And this is some index that tells it how much free radicals it can absorb, and it's crazy huge. It's the spices, all those spices. That's Joey and Pimba being served spiced tea in the highest monastery in the world in Tibet. This is a slide from my Chem 106 where I go slower and talk about each of these more, but these add spice, make curries, make chili, and add spice. Down at the bottom, that's where a chocolate, by the way, shows up on here 3 times. Just want to point that out. At the bottom is where all the fruits and vegetables from the previous slide were. These guys go crazy. Of course, you're only adding a little bit of spice. All right, so you have a choice. Crap, 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 highly processed, or you make your own food. Now, somebody got really upset at me this summer. Please don't do this. Please don't send me an angry email. You have a choice. You don't have to do every one of these. Just make one change for your extra credit. So it could be eating a rainbow every day. Yeah, become like this every day. This is actually a tough one because blue is hard to do unless it's blueberry season, which I think we may have just bought the last fresh blueberries in town yesterday. It could be that, yeah, you're one of those cars that's always down at Popeyes, that you are not going to go for fast food this whole month of October. For 30 days, you're going to not do fast food. Every student who's done this, at the end of 30 days, they go out to McDonald's or somewhere. They can't make it through the hamburger, and then they get ill. And yes, that's how you are every day. This is not good food. It's called Fast Food Genocide. Awesome book. I read this book. I highly recommend it. Dr. Joel Furman. Yeah. So give up fast food for 30 days. You can still go out. You just have to make the healthier choices. Give up Starbucks. It's crap. You gotta go to black coffee. Might have to be that you wean yourself off of that, all that artificial, high fat, high fructose corn syrup adult milkshake that you're drinking every morning. Imagine how much money you'll save, and eat real food. Your microbiome will be so happy. Yeah, the impact, it actually can change in just a couple days. It's amazing. You could try and cook without oil. Talk to me about that. I made that change. You can, there's so many substitutes. Could be bananas, could be the avocado that Rocky's eating. That's what the good fairies do. Good fairies do this one, which is the aquafaba. That's what we do. Rocky's like, I'm okay with that too. That's my cat, Rocky. You can eat greens every day. You're gonna make a salad every single day. And the first week's always the hardest. Our George Washington told his troops to forage for wild greens because they were, quote from his book, conducive to health and prevented putrid disorders, constipation. Today, 1 in 25, a dozen servings per month. I'm telling you to more than double that. I want you to be the student, the person who eats 30 servings a month. We eat 2 a day because I do a green smoothie with fruit and greens, and I make a salad every day. Every serving, 20% decrease in heart disease. And this is all a thing with free radicals. We can talk about when we get to free radicals, but it has to do with the greens have ubiquinol. It doesn't work when you take it as a pill. Chlorophyll in plants is the same molecule as hemoglobin. Why, when you eat greens, you will have more energy and you won't have putrid disorders. Oh, you will the first week because you're going to be cleaned out and then you're going to feel amazing. Yeah, so chlorophyll, so the ubiquinol, I am so sorry, ubiquinol is naturally in us and it does the oxidation reduction, helps keep our body strong. The chlorophyll helps to recharge it so it can do what it does best. The difference is hemoglobin has iron, Fe, and chlorophyll has magnesium in the center. Eat your greens, you'll have more magnesium, you won't have cramps either. Eating a salad every day, you'll be 11 years younger in your brain. Now, some of you are like, well, I'm only 18. I don't want the brain of a 7-year-old. Well, maybe you do because they're full of joy and love. But when they do studies on how old your brain really is, you might be surprised to find out that I may have the youngest brain here. The average intake, you guys see that number up there? 0.1 servings. How do you even measure that? Joey asked me this last year because we were live. He was sitting in my class and he's like, how do you eat 1/10 of a serving? Like one little bite of a green, like a rabbit? You just have one little bite? Yeah. So that is not eating your greens every day. It's a bowl, a salad. You will become the best salad maker. It becomes so fun. The first week is tough. That was Cookie Monster. And there's your microbiome. It will thank you. You could be the person who does the beans every day, legumes. There they are. They're amazing. This is a tough one. It's a game changer though. Everyone says it's a tough one. You have to prep your meals for the week. I make a big pot. This week was chickpeas and lentils. I do lentils every week, the pink Himalayan lentils. We do tofu. There's fresh tofu, Bui tofu, highly recommended, B-U-I, Google it, go there, get your tofu. Yeah, most important predictor of survival in older people. Well, if you're all eating crap, you're already an old person inside. Protein and fiber, prebiotics, that means for your gut. If you're taking it as a pill, it doesn't work. It's been this billion-dollar myth. People take pills and say, oh, I take probiotics, everything's fine. If you're eating crap, it doesn't matter. You don't have the right bacteria. You can't seed it like that. Okay, I won't go into the other disgusting things people have done about their microbiome. Yeah, eating legumes actually blunts your absorption of sugar at a later meal in the day. In most cultures, they eat beans with every meal. Black beans and rice. Went to Costa Rica, it was amazing. I gotta have black beans and rice for breakfast. In Nepal, I gotta have beans for breakfast. I eat fruit as my breakfast now, and then beans are other 2 meals. Actually, no, salad's my lunch, and sometimes there's beans in there. And then, yay, look at how happy, lowers blood pressure, cholesterol. Did you guys see that? Slimmer tummy. All right. Yeah, our immune system is determined by how healthy. I left this on there. Your immune system has become so important in 2020 and is determined by what you eat. You know, the studies are out there. Oh, let's supplement with vitamin D. Eat healthy, get some sunshine, and think healthy. And yes, you can take your vitamin D tablet too, but if you're not eating healthy and thinking healthy, so longevity, symbiosis, right? Our bacteria, they love, oh yeah, cranberries and pomegranates. That would be your thing for the month of November because that's when they come in. Because you can make 2 changes this term. So be the healthy intestines. You could do the mushrooms. The rain's here, and then it's going to get nice, but the mushrooms are going to be so happy. I'm going to go through this really fast. I'm not talking about magic mushrooms though, but it could be, I'm going to do mushroom. That one's actually tough because a lot of people don't like mushrooms, and I'm not talking about magic mushrooms. It's a whole different topic. Berries. Okay, I usually do this talk in this talk I do each term. In the spring, this is wonderful because berries are coming into season. In summer, they're in season. We do berries every day as part of our fruits. Again, we're doing more than 3 a day, but the color, the most, oh yeah, they're all great. That's my blueberry milkshake today. Those are strawberry, banana. So filled with antioxidants. It could be, I put this slide in here because I did this last year. You might be somebody who's like, there's a lot of dairy because dairy has convinced everyone it's going to make your bones healthy. Might not. Dairy actually acidifies your blood. We will get into acidosis. It's just around Thanksgiving. I do a whole talk on this. It actually pulls calcium from your bones to help to alkalinize your blood. It's the fruits and vegetables, legumes, whole food. Dairy, 25-fold increase in cancer among men after World War II, and this was in Japan, and it was their increase in dairy as well as eggs and meat. The increase in dairy pretty much shows the same increase. This is not 25%, this is 25-fold increase in prostate cancer because we introduced them to drinking dairy in World War II. And it's been confirmed. So your extra credit, I had a goal. I would get through this close to 30 minutes. All right, it's a 30-day challenge for the month of October. So you go from full moon to full moon. We got 2 full moons in October. You pick one, you're gonna make a diet change. It's a game changer. Could be to eat the beans every day, 3 pieces of fruit a day. You pick one of these. Making a salad and eat it every day. Okay, G-bombs is a tough one. It's greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds every day. It's a tough one to do for 30 days, so I didn't write the whole thing out. You can do the rainbow every day for 30 days. You can get rid of dairy, no dairy for 30 days. I had somebody did this last year, and she said, I've made a lot of those other changes. I lost 70 pounds, but I couldn't get rid of this one issue I kept having. And then your talk on the first day, I gave up dairy for 30 days, and she no longer had the issue. Most people, the biggest change people see is in their skin, whether it's dairy, the fruit, the salad, the legumes, for 30 days. Fast food, if you're eating fast food, cut it out for 30 days. If you drink soda or other sugary drink, none for 30 days. Make one change. At the end of the month, somebody will remind me, and I'll remind all of you. You'll type it up, and just there'll be a place to submit it. Somebody will remind me, and get bonus points. And you get life bonus points. And I've done it before, I'll do it again. Get a loved one to do the 30-day change with you. Might be your mom, your sister, your kid. You get bonus points. All right. Blessings. Many blessings. And I'll see you.